you can see, I've got my measuring rod here, and a funny thing's been happening in the house. I've now finished my videos made on this table, and the whole time I've been doing this, there's been this thing, this contraption sitting. I had a brand new kitchen put in. It was done for me. I didn't have anything to do with it. They put a brand new kitchen in, and in the process they took off my shelving off the wall, and I was going to put it back on. So I got a beam up on it, and I got it up against the wall, and I got it in position, and I haven't been able to touch it since then. I'm going to show you now the state of affairs in the kitchen. You can see it's a new kitchen, but look at this. I've got the old shelving is propped up here with a screwdriver, and the book, under the book, is it really too much to ask? I don't know. Now, a couple of people offered to help with this, but I said no for some reason. And it's just been sitting here for a long time, and it used to have spices, herbs and spices and stuff like that in it. But in actual fact, I don't really use those spices very much. And anyway, I've got all this new cupboard space over here. And so, but one of the problems is, you see this table over here, this table doesn't fit under there. And it's just been sitting here, stuck in the middle of the kitchen here. And I've got no idea, I'm not allowed to touch it. It's impossible for my hands to move. And then anyway, this morning, I'll show you, I had this idea, all of a sudden had this idea to do something with this table. Now what I did was, I measured the table, because it's exactly the width of this thing here, and the height is a certain amount here. So what I did was, I measured it over here, and I got a feeling it's just going to fit under here. Now I was concerned that this door wouldn't open, but I've measured it, and remarkably it looks like this door might be just like 2 millimeters, just about the right height to open underneath the table. And so what we're going to do is, we're going to assume that nature had it in its mind to know that this was the way it was going to be. Now the other thing is this unit here would be far more useful now in my studio, because I'll show you. Now although this table is rather nice, I have photographed it quite a lot now, and I've pretty well, I don't really want to make any more pictures with this table surface in it. So the next thing will be to cover it with something, and if I cover it with something, well, you won't see the table anyway. And so, and you see there's that horrible plug on the wall, which I haven't been able to do anything about that with the videos, but what I had the idea to do was to put the table here and put a cover over it so it gives a plain background, and then stand the other piece on top of it. Now I can actually mount it to the wall, but initially I'm just going to stand it up there and see what happens, and then I'll have place to put these extra cameras and lenses and things. And so we're going to rearrange the place, and then we're going to look and see what it looks like. I'm going to have to be careful here. Maybe I don't need this. The EP1 instruction manual is not very good, I'm afraid. Sorry, the EPL isn't, EPL1, sorry, the EP1 is alright. The EPL1 is not that great. So, that's good to know. That's the one I'm going to be using, if anything. So it may as well be on the table. Now, as you can see, there's been quite a few changes here, and by moving the table here I've solved the problem in the kitchen. So the kitchen is actually good now. Now, there was no way this table could actually live in that kitchen. It was simply just in the way. Although I did come to realise by using it that I needed a table there. It was good for preparing stuff on food and stuff like that. And so it was good to have the table there. Now that table fits really perfectly. And this table here also fits perfectly. And I was surprised. It's a fairly tacky table, but it's alright. It's a work table. And as I say, I want to put some kind of cloth over here. Now the idea is to be able to pin up something onto this background here, so that I can put a cloth down here, maybe different coloured cloths. A black one would be good, maybe a white one would be good, and a grey one. And then I can put things down here and I can photograph objects on this light table here, if you like. And so it's good, it's a work table. It gets messed up. I also cleaned cameras on here, and the other table was getting messed up with what I was doing on it, so it's good to move the table out really. And now that the kitchen has become a kind of nice place in the house because it's all new, it's good to have a nice table there. And if I put this on the wall, that would have been the end of it. It would have been on the wall, a few things would have been put on it, and it would never have been used. And I did used to put the plates on it, but I found that the plates are just as good. I only used a couple of plates, and so if I have them stacked up ready to go where I use them, it's probably better than putting them away. And so this is quite good for making arrangements on the background here and for composing photographs and so on. This should prove useful. And whilst I haven't, if I put it up against the wall, I would have had the transition from the table to the wall would have been a bit disturbing. So the way it's gone directly on top of the table is quite good. And although it's not attached to anything, it's not going to fall over as long as it doesn't get knocked severely, and so it should be okay. So this is what happens, you see. If I'd have got a bee in my bonnet and said, oh, I must do something, I must put that thing on the wall. It's been there for well over a month. And in that mess, the whole kitchen's been a mess, and I haven't been able to touch it. And I haven't been able to touch it because somehow the universe knew that this was where it was all going to be. I didn't know, I just had to wait until my hands moved. And the timing of it, there's a thing called divine timing. And now the timing is good because now that set of videos is finished and another kind of video thing will happen now, and I will have learned from the process that I did before all the things I need to learn now in terms of to take my photography up to another level. So hopefully that's what it's all about. And yeah, so there you have it. This is the new photo studio stage 1. Okay, I hope you like it. Leave a comment if you do, or if you don't. Tell me what I should do next.